If you've ever been intimidated by canning, today I'm going to show you one of the easiest ways to start. We're going to can homemade blackberry jam. And I'm going to explain the difference between jam, jelly, and preserves while we're working on it. I'm Julie from Misty Creek Acres and welcome to CAN-uary, where we're going to spend the month learning practical, beginner-friendly canning and food preservation. Today we're making blackberry jam, and I'm also mixing in blueberries because I found some blueberries in my freezer, so we're just going to combine them. And that's the beauty of making your food at home, is you can tweak recipes to how you like. You have blackberries, you have blueberries, maybe you have raspberries, you can combine them all into the same recipe. This recipe has you do water bath canning. Water bath canning is what you do if you have high acid food, fruit, pickles, tomatoes, foods like that. Water bath canning means that we process the jars in boiling water to create the seal. You do not use a pressure canner for this method. It's literally boiling water. If you're new to canning, making jam is one of the best ways to start because not only is it yummy and delicious, if you kind of mess it up, it still tastes good. You can't go wrong. Jam versus jelly versus preserves. What's the difference here? It confuses a lot of people. Which one's which? Why would you have one rather than the other? Is there a different process for it? Let's talk about it. Jam is made with crushed fruit or blended a little bit fruit so that you still have some texture. You might still have some seeds in it or some skin if you're using a fruit with skin. That's jam. Jelly is made with fruit juice. So you could take your actual fruit that you harvested from your garden or wherever, or you could buy a 100% fruit juice from the store and make your own jelly like that. Either way, that's jelly. Preserves keeps even larger chunks of fruit. You don't crush it quite as much, and it is in like a gel. It's the same general ingredients, it's just different texture and just preference for you. So you might have kids or yourself that don't like the actual fruit or the seeds possibly in your blackberry jam, then you wouldn't want to make blackberry jam. You'd rather make blackberry jelly. That's the difference. Or grape jelly. You just buy Concord grape juice from the store and make your grape jelly. Today I'm making blackberry and blueberry jam using blackberries and blueberries that we grew here on our homestead, adding sugar and a little bit of lemon juice, and we're going to make our blackberry jam that way. You can mix fruits like this together. You can add strawberries, raspberries, whatever, as long as you stick to high acid. Everything needs to be the same. All needs to be high acid because we're water bath canning. So what we'll do is we'll cook the fruit down, we'll add sugar, we'll add lemon juice, we'll bring it to a boil and then test it for gelling. Once the jam is ready, we ladle it into our jars. I'm doing 1/2 pint jars for this. After you ladle it into your jars, you put it in the water bath canner to seal it and preserve it for long-term storage. So let's start canning. If you're anything like me, whenever you're cooking, you make a mess. So I'm putting my apron on because blackberries like to stain clothes. We're gonna start with 4.5 cups of crushed fruit. We're gonna do 4.5 cups of blackberries and blueberries crushed. All you're gonna do is dump them into the bowl. Now my bowl has markers for how much is in it, so I'll be able to tell when I'm at 4.5 cups. And like I said, we had some farm fresh blueberries. So I'm gonna open these up. I've been letting them fall all morning. And I'm just gonna get a potato masher and just mash them. We have been mashing and mashing and we are done. I'm happy with this amount that I have. If you wanted to make jelly from this, you would strain it and then just take the juice that's left and make your jelly. But we're gonna take this, and I realize some people don't like the chunks, and that's okay. Everybody's different. Let's go to the next step. Now it's time to cook the jam. So we have 4.5 cups of crushed fruit, 3 cups of sugar. And then we're gonna add a touch of lemon juice, but that's it. That's all you need. That's all you need in your ingredients for jam. Now what we're gonna do is bring this to a boil, and it's gonna really start rolling, and you're gonna stir it and stir it and stir it because you do not want your jam to stick to the bottom and burn to the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some lemon juice to my blackberry blueberry jam here. Doing 2 tablespoons because I did a little bit more than 4.5 cups of mashed berries. But some people do the lemon juice and some people don't. It's kind of to each their own. Blackberries have their own natural pectin that's released in the cooking process, and pectin is what helps make it kind of a little bit thicker. But lemon juice will kind of help that along. So again, that's an optional ingredient. You don't have to add lemon juice to it, but you can. And we're still just stirring and cooking it, and it's gonna start foaming. Now, some people like to skim the foam off the top and some don't. Again, it's your preference. That is the beautiful part of doing this and making your own food and stocking up your own pantry during CAN-uary. The beautiful part is you can do it how you like it, how you and your family like it. Okay, we're almost at the gelling point, and this is where you can use a thermometer. You want 220 degrees. We're at 212 right now. At this point, you definitely want to keep stirring. Have your jars ready. I have some 1/2 pint jars sitting right here ready to go. I have a funnel to go on top of the jars. I have a ladle too. And it is definitely foaming on the top. You can see that right there. But like I said, the foam does not bother me. We're about ready for the gel test here. I got it on a spoon and we have turned the heat down on here. I'm just still stirring it a little bit because I don't want it to burn, but I do still have it on the stove for right now. Let me bring you over here closer. Here's what it looks like, and I've let it sit here for a minute. We have our jam. This is as thick as I like it. Now, if you want it thicker, you want it to be a little bit more set, after you get it to 220 degrees, just stir it for a little bit longer and it will set a little bit more. That's how I like mine. To each their own. Again, the beauty of canning and preserving in your own home. So now we're just gonna ladle it into our jars. This is hot, be careful. Now, you want to leave a 1-inch headspace. What I'm talking about is this right here, from the top of the jar to this first rim around the side, that's 1 inch. So you want your jam to come up right underneath that. That gives it enough space for water bath canning. Let me show you the difference. See, you leave that top space empty. Next, you're gonna put the lids on your jars, and then you're gonna take the rings and you just wanna, like that. We're not putting all of our strength into it. It's called fingertip tight. I think that's what I call it. There we go. Now, we're adding them to our water bath canner. Now, my canner has this little rack in it. So I'm just gonna set them inside here and get the water going and boiling. We're going to put the jars in here, water boiling for 15 minutes. I also put the lid on it. Our jars are in. You want to have your water at least 1 inch or 2 above the top of the jars. That way they're completely submerged and they'll be boiling and you'll be good. I'm gonna put the lid on, 15 minutes boiling. That's when you start the timer. Okay, we have boiled our blackberry blueberry jam. Now we're taking it out of this pot. This is what I like about having the insert. You set it up like that. You take your little reacher, your grabber, and you just start setting them out. You got your blackberry jam. If you're following along for CAN-uary, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss all of the canning videos that we're going to be doing this month.